welcome back. It's Yvonne with Lash Out Loud by Yvonne, and today we're going to put together another look. Now this look is going to be similar to some pictures that I had posted a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, I had lost that video because I did not know what I was doing in the editing process. So I thought I would try to do the look again. And I know I am looking crazy right now, but I had to get the hair up out of my face so that I can put together the look. So today we're going to be using our products from NARS Cosmetics, which is a great line. I have several foundations, bronzers, so I'm not sure which colors I'm going to use yet. I'm probably going to mix Marquise and Macao, or one or the other, so that's the color. So if your skin type is close to mine and you think that the colors match well, that's what I'm using, Marquise or Macao, or the mixture of them both. And I'm going to go ahead and get my foundation on off screen, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about what look we're going to put together. Okay, so I ended up choosing Macao, and as I'm putting it on, it is definitely warmer than I thought it would be. It definitely is coming off with like an orange undertone. Let me throw a little bit of Marquise on there and see if that changes something. Nope, that's even more warm. No problem. We're going to make this work. We're going to end up adding powder and concealer and contour, so that may help cool it down a little bit, but stay tuned and see how I can fix this. Okay, so I used NARS Caramel Concealer right here in the front of my eye, just to try to help brighten it up. And then I'm going to go in with Walnut, and we're going to see if that kind of mellows that out. So, good Lord, these colors really are bright, and they are a little different than I had expected. So I'm going to go to my tried and true Juvia's Place and throw a little bit of number 11 under there, because that's more so what I'm used to. And we'll just mix all of them together. Remember, like I said, you never make mistakes. You just have a creative experiment going on here when it comes to makeup. Now, in all honesty, NARS is on point, and I don't want you to think that it has anything to do with their product. My products are about 2 years old, and I'm not, maybe even 3. So they're not often used. So perhaps maybe they oxidized. So we're just going to keep moving along and put this look together anyway. I'm also using Pure, P-U-R. I'm using their little sample contour, and this color is DPG4, so like Deep Gold 4. And we're just going to put that around the edges. This is just our contour. I wanted to let you guys see what happens when things don't go as planned with makeup, because let's say I was heading out. You don't want to have to go and rewash your face, so you're going to make these colors work. And a lot of it has to do with the product that you put over top of it. So we're going to get our contour in there, and we're going to get our concealer in there, and we're going to pray for the best. So let's cross our fingers and hope this works out. The good thing is I'm not going anywhere, so I can wash it off if I need to, but the fun of it is figuring out if we can make it work after all. So I got some contour on there. Now, a way to figure out your contour is to look in the mirror and see where you see the shadows on your face. Now, I actually see my shadow here. I see the shadow here. And I see the shadow here. Now, earlier today I was experimenting and I saw a shadow here. And that's where you would contour. Everywhere you see the light shining, you see the highlight of your face, is where you put your concealer, which is your lighter color. Let me use my Juvia's Place. This is number 15. So I see it here. I see it here. 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 So technically, I just highlighted and contoured my face. Now that highlighter does not need to be that bright. Let's calm that down a little bit. That was a bit much. Put this over that. And you see, I can tame that down with just a little bit of number 11. I will keep it lighter there because that's going to highlight my brow bone. And then I see light hitting here. I literally just contoured and highlighted. It's that simple. I think people make it difficult, or they do what they see someone else do, but just go with where the light hits your own face. Now, let's see how we blend this out. Okay, my friends, we are highlighted and contoured as much as I feel like doing this morning. So now I'm going to go in with my powder, and I don't think I'm going to go super crazy with it because I'm not doing a really heavy eye today because I want to do a really bold red lip. And the look that I'm going for is Librarian. So we'll have some fun with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my powder on. And there's really no secret to how you put powder on. You just take your damp beauty blender, dip it in the powder, and put it on your face. So I don't really think we need to watch that. But if you want to see it, I'll show you. So you take your beauty blender, you got your powder, tap it on the back of your hand to get that excess off, and then you go under the eye with it. This is what the kids call baking. That's not what we used to call baking in my day, but you're baking the makeup in. And you want to use a damp beauty blender because that helps it melt into your skin. So everywhere that I put that highlighter, I want to put the lighter powder. And that's going to set that highlighter and or concealer, depending on what you call it. I just say highlighter because it highlights that part of my face. Now, I'm going to take the butt of the beauty blender for the bigger part of my face, do the same tap, and now we're going to go in where we put that contour. Now the contour was a bit darker than I had expected, so that's why I'm not going over it with the bronzing powder, which is also darker, because then I'm going to put that bronzer on maybe at the end, depending on how the look turns out. So everywhere. All right, so today for eyeshadow, we're going in with the Nomad palette by Juvia's Place. In case you haven't noticed, I love Juvia's Place. I own a lot of their palettes. And this one is, I consider this like an olivey neutral because like I said, I want to do a bright, bold red lip. So I didn't want to go in with absolutely no eyeshadow, but I just wanted to put something on just to kind of bring the look together because I think I also want a bold eye. So I have a feeling that what we're going to do is we're going to possibly go in with this color here and maybe this color, I'm not sure. So we're going to just do one eye together and then I'll do the other eye off screen. And yes, I am using my finger and it's just went bolder than I thought it was. Okay. Sometimes I forget just how pigmented these colors are. Okay, we are going to use a brush real quick and we're going to get in there. Okay. It's a pretty look. I was not expecting it to be that bright. Let me do the same thing to the other eye with you actually, and then I'm going to figure out how I'm going to tone this down. So the makeup just goes to show like what you plan and what happens may not be the same thing. This makeup today said, oh, we're going to do this our way and you're going to fall in line. And that's pretty much what I've been doing because from the foundation to the eyeshadow, the colors that I expected it to be aren't what they are. And that's okay. I haven't really used this palette that much, if at all. It doesn't even look like I've broken into the colors yet. So we're learning this together. All right, let's work this out together. So we have that on. So that is our pop of color. It's a nice neutral color. It's just definitely bolder than I thought. So it's like a pigmented neutral. And I already dusted all of my powder off, so we're going to be very careful not to get a lot of fallout. I'm going to attempt to tone it down by smoking out the corners over here. I think we're going to be able to make this work. I mean, I always make it work, but put a little darker color here. So now I'm going in with the darkest brown, like a chocolate brown, just to kind of outline that so it's not just sitting there like a gold eye sitting there. Wow, my contour went on dark. The foundation went on orangish. We're having fun today. That makeup said, yeah, you talk about no mistakes. Prove it. It's making me prove it, isn't it? Okay. I'm just going in. I'm just trying to just calm that down, calm that shine down, and then give it a little bit of dimension. Because you don't want to go in looking like you just have one color on your face. Sorry for blocking my face. And I think I may have just added a little too much. But don't worry, we're going to make this work. Because we're not washing it off and we're not trying again. Washing off makeup and then doing it over, I mean, sometimes you truly have to, but that is just really hard on my skin. And I'd prefer not to. So we're just going to make this work best way we can. So I'm going to go off screen while I get this eye to look like this eye. And then we'll see what happens. Okay, people, so we're back. So I think I put together a nice eye look. I toned down that bold gold. It was more like a champagne and kind of brought it more into like a olivey camouflage type green color. And we're going to go ahead and put our eyes on. And as you know, I'm always going to do a winged look. And I tried doing a winged look with you guys, and because I have to have the mirror so close, it really wouldn't work if I tried to do that on camera. So I'm going to go off camera to do that, and then we'll talk about what eyelash we're going to choose today. And then we'll finish the look. Okay, so we got the eyeliner on. Again, I am on the hunt for the blackest black eyeliner, and I will find it and I will buy it. But for lashes, we are going to be wearing, from my brand Lash Out Loud by Yvonne, we are wearing Charlie. And look at these lovelies. Hope you can see them. These are Charlie, very voluminous, lovely. I love them. So we're going to go ahead and get these on, and then we will put the finishing touches on this look. So like I said, this whole look was about naughty librarian, I guess you could say. I really wanted to try a bold red lip, and I'll be using Fenty for the lip. I'll tell you more about that when I get to that point. But I really wanted to go with like a bold red lip, and I wanted a neutral eye. For some reason, I just can't seem to do that because it always ends up being this bold eye, but I feel like I tamed it down quite a bit, and I was able to fix the colors that we used today because like I said, certain colors were a little warmer than I had expected, contours were a little darker than I had expected, but we made it work, baby. And a lot of those colors that I was using are my summer colors, and my skin tone's just not quite there yet, so we will get there. But anyway, I'm going to give my glue a little bit of time to get nice and tacky, and then I'll be back. All right, so we're back with the final look. I did not get librarian, I get China doll. What do you think? So nothing that I chose today went the way that it was planned. I thought that my lip would be a bold red lip. It's more of a wine. I thought that my eyes would be more of a neutral. They are bold. I thought that my foundation wouldn't be as detectable, and it turned out to be a lot warmer than I thought. But when all's said and done, I feel like I made the look work. And I don't know if it's just because of my robe or because of the loose updo, but I'm getting China doll. I'm not necessarily getting librarian. So we're going to go with that. And I hope you guys had fun. I had fun this morning. And I hope you have a blessed day. Take care.